Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Arlen podcast. Today, I'm actually going to do something. I did this in one episode before. I read a passage from this book. This book is called "This Was Meant to Find You." This was meant to find you when you needed it most. It's by Charlotte Freeman, and it's a really great book, full of just passages of self kind of self affirmations, just something to help lift your spirits and brighten your day. It's a really amazing book. It was given to me by one of my closest friends for a birthday, for my last birthday. And I would love to just start reading through this book. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start recording these bonuses and going to send them out, and just you guys can just listen to me read this book. It's really great, and hopefully you can take something from it. So I'm actually going to read the little note she puts in before. This is Charlotte Freeman speaking. From my heart to yours, this book was meant to find you. This was meant to find you in the middle of the night when your mind is racing and you know that sleep is all you need, but it's the hardest thing to do. This was meant to find you when you feel like you're carrying the weight of the world on your own and you need to be reminded that you're not as alone as you feel. This was meant to find you on the days that your heart feels heavy and you're not sure if you'll ever feel okay again. This was meant to find you when you can't quite find the words to describe the way you are feeling at all. This was meant to find you on the days that you're struggling to see your worth and find yourself believing in everyone but yourself. This was meant to find you when you're feeling confused or lost entirely. This was meant to find you in your deepest moments of vulnerability. This was meant to find you in your journey of finding yourself, your journey of healing. This was meant to find you in your moments of pure joy and genuine happiness. This was meant to find you if you are still looking for that. This was meant to find you when you needed it most. The first passage is titled Chaser. You should never regret going after what makes your heart happy, even if it has ended in hurt. Instead, you should feel so beyond proud of yourself for being brave enough to chase what makes you feel alive. There are some people out there who are too afraid to chase their dreams who admire that strength in you. You should always feel proud of yourself for knowing what you want and taking steps to obtain it. So I hope you never regret anything that becomes such an important part of your journey of finding happiness and discovering who you are as a person. Growing through it. I hope you are learning to give yourself the credit you deserve. I hope you are beginning to recognize just how strong you are for pulling yourself through each and every difficult time in your life. I hope you allow this realization to walk with you alongside any obstacles or roadblocks you might encounter along your journey. I hope you know that just how capable you are, and that no matter how challenging a situation may seem, you have the courage to keep moving, to keep growing, and to keep healing. I hope you can look in the mirror and say, I'm proud of you, and really mean it. And above all, I hope you realize just how incredible you are and just how much you deserve your own love. There is no one who can get you to where you want to be but you. Magical horizons. Sometimes you lose a love to find a love that's deeper, kinder, stronger. Sometimes you lose an opportunity because there's something even more magical on the horizon. Sometimes you lose a friend because you've outgrown each other and you are holding one another back. Sometimes you lose yourself because you're about to discover a more profound reason for living, an undeniable purpose which defines your true path. Remember this when you feel like something is slipping away from you before you are ready to let go. The opportunities and people you lose along the way are the stepping stones, paving your way to your happiest self, your truest love, your most genuine purpose. What's waiting for you on the other side of this pain and uncertainty will be worth all the stones in your path. And I promise you won't want to change a thing about your journey once you see where it's taking you. Selfish lover. Why is it that the ones that hurt us only try to come back once we learn to live without them? I often wonder what goes through the mind of someone who tears the soul out of one another only to see if they can grab it once more, knowing they don't want to hold it for anyone else's benefit but their own. I often wonder how someone can demand your love back because it makes them feel validated, yet have no intention of loving you in the right way, or in some cases, loving you at all. This selfish kind of love somehow pulls you back in even after you know you are better off without it. This selfish kind of love pulls you back even after you know you deserve so much more. This selfish kind of love does not deserve to play tug of war with your heart when you are trying to move on from your pain. Allow yourself to sit with your pain as long as you need to allow your pain to teach you all that needs to teach, but do not allow it to define you because you are such a beautiful composition of so much more than the things that have broken you. Extraordinary. This is just the beginning. You have so much more to do and discover. Even if it feels like you should be further along by now, be patient with yourself. Good things take time, and there is no need to rush this beautiful journey you are on. Take each day as it comes and make the most of it. Rest easy knowing that things are falling into place and everything is coming together just like how you hoped they would in your mind. Don't waste any of your precious breaths comparing your progress to anyone else. Inspiration goes so much further than comparison, and you're far too special and unique to measure your success by external factors. Good things take time, and my dear, you're destined for the extraordinary. Love notes. Be gentle with yourself if it's taking a little too long to realize that love isn't supposed to be painful, toxic, or hard. The people who make you feel like you are hard to love are not worthy of your heart. You deserve to receive the kind of love that makes your heart feel calm, assured, and secured. You deserve to feel the kind of love you have always dreamed about. You deserve the same energy that you give. Slow dance. It's okay if you're moving slow or taking a break entirely. It's okay to pace yourself and take your time. Sometimes the only person putting pressure on a situation is you. It's okay to go a little easier on yourself. It's okay to be human. Sometimes there is no reason. It's comforting to believe that everything happens for a reason, and sometimes this does prove to be true, but sometimes heartbreaking things can happen, and it seems like there is no possible way to explain the situation or reason with it. Not right now, anyway. Situations arise sometimes that simply just do not make sense. You may find yourself asking, how could something like this happen to someone like me? Or why do bad things happen to good people? Or why wasn't I enough? While you may search for a meaning or a reason behind this pain, it's important to remember that sometimes there is no reason, sometimes things don't happen for any reason at all. Maybe you did nothing to deserve this, maybe you won't find a reason this time, maybe you were always enough. Sometimes life can be cruel, even to the kindest of hearts and the softest of souls on this planet, but oh my, life can also be beautiful. So beautiful. Please remember that there is always sunshine after the rain, light after the dark. If you can't find a reason for your pain right now, at least have trust that better things are on their way to you, even if it doesn't feel like it. Always know that day by day, little by little, your heart is healing and getting ready to let all the goodness radiate back towards you. Beautiful things are coming. Please keep your heart open to them, and above all, please believe that you are worthy of it all. Life becomes more beautiful when you begin to choose yourself. Now, this next part, I actually already read this in a further episode. I'm going to read it again here for you. It's titled, Do You Deserve It All? Again, you can find this episode in the podcast. I actually just recently re-released it, but here we go. Have you ever worked too hard on things that don't make you happy? Or put too much of yourself into the wrong relationships to the point where you're working so hard to make something work for the wrong reasons, because that's what society makes you believe you should do. There can be so much pressure on finding success or finding the perfect person that you put your happiness aside and keep trying to make something work when all it's doing is chipping away at your soul, your authenticity, your happiness. It can feel like there is so much pressure to succeed in all aspects of life that suddenly you completely forget what makes your soul feel alive in order to keep up. This is your reminder that success comes in so many forms and is different to everyone. Success can also be found by following your heart and putting yourself first. Success can be found by letting go of something you didn't want to let go of, but knowing why you had to. Success can be found by making the right choices for yourself, even if it doesn't make sense to everyone around you. Success is realizing that you deserve more than what you currently have and being brave enough to make a change. I hope you are brave enough to find successes you are looking for, even if that means letting go of things that no longer serve you. And I hope you don't let anyone make you believe that you are giving up on someone or something when you know deep down that you are making the right choice for yourself in your future. You deserve to live a life that makes you happy. Little pieces. I know that your heart has been shattered into a million little pieces at the hands of others, and how afraid that makes you to fall deeply for someone again. I know how vulnerable that makes your heart feel and the anxiety that comes along with that. I know that it's easier to put your walls back up and block love out because it's the most reliable way to ensure your heart won't ever be at risk of being so badly broken again. I know that's the easiest way because I have been there too. But I promise you this one thing: nothing grows in that state. Nothing grows when you close yourself off to the opportunity of loving again. And this is because when you close your heart, you are also closing down on yourself. You are closing down on who you really are. You are letting yourself slip further and further away from your true self and what makes you feel like you. I know you love to love, so why are you taking that away from yourself? I promise you that not everybody you encounter is going to grab your heart so disrespectfully. I promise you that there are people out there who will take your heart so lovingly and count their blessings each day they have the chance to hold it. I promise you that there are people out there who will understand the language of your heart and what you have been through, and they will show you so much patience and understanding while you heal. I promise you that your feelings, your anxiety, your trauma are not a burden to the ones that love you, and I promise that you are capable of giving and receiving love despite it all. I'm going to reread that last sentence, that last part of that sentence. I promise that you are capable of giving and receiving love despite it all. I wish you could see just how worthy you are of good things, of genuine love, of deep connections, and of happiness. I wish you could escape your mind for just one moment and see everything you deserve, because once you see it, once you feel it, you can't deny that it's real. You are worth so much more than the way you've been made to feel in the past. And your past experiences do not define your future or your ability to be loved the right way, to be loved at all. I hope you find it in yourself to open up your heart again just a little more each day and let a little bit of love back in. I hope that in doing so, you begin to see all the things that are meant for you and finding their way to you. And I hope you acknowledge that you are worthy of it all. And then finally, I'm going to read this last section. It's called Days Like These. It's actually from another book called Burnout. Um, there will be days where the simple tasks don't feel so simple. Days where you know you could have achieved it all if your mind wasn't so tired. Days where you try to get yourself into the mindset you know you can get into, but for some reason it just isn't happening. Days where all of a sudden time has run out, and instead of giving your body the break it needed, you wasted the whole day pushing yourself to get through it, but didn't achieve anything at all. These are the days where you're too burnt out to give it everything it needs, but for some reason you still try, maybe because you're afraid of letting someone down or letting yourself down. Why is there so much stigma around taking a day off when your mind doesn't feel so good? For some reason, or maybe even no reason at all, you just can't do it today, and that's okay. Take the time you need to rest, to find inspiration, to remember all the little things that make you happy. It's those little things to help remind you who you are and why you do what you do. Your mind isn't created to be on like this all the time, constantly rushed and pushed beyond the limits, day after day. Normalize accepting this and stop forcing yourself to just get through it. When you know deep down in your mind needs a break. Look after yourself, look after your mind, and see what magic you are capable of. And I'm going to end it right there. We are on page 21 of Charlotte Freeman's book, This Was Meant to Find You. Thank you all for listening. I hope this book, as we continue to go through it, I hope it really does open your mind out, and I hope you just listen. You know, it's one of those things where you just kind of got to close your eyes, put everything down, and just listen, or do it while you're working, whatever. The truth is, I think we think way too heavily about our life sometimes, and I think we like I said in the book, not everyone is out to hurt you. Not everything in this world is out to make your life hell. So enjoy what you have while you have it. Enjoy who you're with. Make sure the people in your life are the right people, are doing the right things for you and with you. Have a great day, everyone, and we will see you next time.